We've all gotten those calls, haven't we? Or those overhead pages where it's blank is here. Now what do we do? And you can fill in that blank with the Joint Commission, OSHA, the state, CMS, take your pick. In infection prevention, we're subject to basically all regulations, it seems, being involved in those inspections and getting those phone calls about this person's here, you need to report to administration and bring these things with you. And if you're like me, I've gotten several of those calls over the years. I've been through many inspections, and so I thought it was important to talk about that today. Let me fix that a little bit. It seemed like I was a little bit close there. So I wanted to talk about that today, just, what to do whenever you get one of those calls, because if it hasn't happened to you yet, it's going to happen. I'm sorry to tell you, but it is going to happen eventually. And right now, it seems there are more audits and visits going on just in light of COVID-19. Where we're seeing a few more inspections. And so I wanted to talk about 5 things to keep in mind no matter who it is that has shown up at your door that day, and what to do whenever you get that call or you get that page. So first, one thing that I have learned over the years, and I talked about this in another Facebook Live about saying too much, giving too much, and that is give exactly what is asked for. Don't give any more, don't give any less, just give exactly what is asked for. I see many people make the mistake of they ask for 12 months of your HAI data and they give them 3 years. Just give them what they ask for, because once you give that extra information, then that may cause them to have to look at something else. So just give what's asked for. Don't give any more, don't give any less. Stay calm. I know this is so much easier said than done, but everyone is looking to you as the expert, and so you need to calm yourself so that you're not going to make everyone else anxious, because if they see that you are anxious and flustered, everyone is going to get anxious and flustered. Stay calm, take a few deep breaths before you go down to meet that person, whatever you need to do to calm yourself. It's going to be okay. No matter who it is, it's going to be okay. You're going to get through it, and it's going to be fine. So just tell yourself that, take a deep breath, stay calm, and then proceed forward to go to administration or wherever you're going to meet that inspector or auditor. Another big mistake is arguing with the inspector or auditor. Don't argue with them. You're not going to win the argument. I promise you. Just don't even argue. If you don't agree with something, there will be a time later that you can bring that up. But don't bring it up if you're rounding with them or in a big group meeting. Listen to what is said. Go back and make sure that you are right. If you think that something they are saying is wrong, verify that it's wrong, and then you can bring that up at another time. Typically, there will be an exit meeting, or there will be a time for you to respond to what is found during the inspection or audit. Don't do it in the middle. Just make a note, and then you can always bring that up later. It's always our first inclination to defend our program and defend ourselves and say, hey, that's wrong what you're saying. That's not what's going on. But that's not the time. Hold on to it, what they say. And most of the time, I just nod and smile while we're going through, answer questions, be polite, give them the answers that they need. And if you need to do a rebuttal later, do that later. Don't do it right there, because I'm telling you, it will make things worse and you won't win the argument. Use it as a learning experience. So just think of this, this is just another notch in your belt. The more inspections you go through, the better you are going to get at your job, because you're going to keep learning more and more things. You're going to learn what they're looking for. I still learn things now. I still get emails from other people that say, I just went through this inspection. These are some of the things that they cited us for. I still see things that I'm like, okay, I've never seen that cited before. We all learn things every time. So don't get so caught up feeling like it's got to be perfect. I can't have a single citation. You may have a citation. Most likely you are. I rarely see someone leave and you get a perfect report. It just typically doesn't happen. Something's going to be found. And you just have to get okay with that and realize it's okay. No one's perfect. We have the tools and the resources to fix it, and that's what we're going to do. If they find something, we're going to fix it. And that's the attitude you need to have. If something's found, own it and fix it and move forward and use it as a learning experience. I guarantee you that if you use it as a learning experience, you are not going to get as stressed. The people around you are not going to get as stressed, and you're going to feel more prepared when it happens again, because it will happen again. These things just continuously happen. We have inspectors and auditors show up throughout our years, and so it's going to happen again. So learn from the experience, okay? My final tip, my fifth tip, is you can also use some of the things that come up during an audit or an inspection as leverage for the things that you need to get done in your program. For example, sometimes as an IP, you may be saying, I need resources for this. We need a hand hygiene program. I need more hand hygiene products available. And it kind of goes on deaf ears sometimes, and everyone's like, oh, you're overreacting, you're overdoing it. But then when an inspector finds it and they say something, guess what? Now you have been validated, and you can use that for leverage to get things done that you need to do. So sometimes this truly can be one of the best things that happens to you. It doesn't feel like it at the time, I know, but there are times that they will bring up things and you're thinking, I brought that up a year ago and no one ever did anything. Don't say that. I've had people do that before. I've had people say that during inspections, and that's another thing. Just keep that to yourself. But later you can bring that up and say, this is something that we knew we needed to work on, and now we definitely need to get it fixed. So you can use that as a point of leverage to get some of the things done in your program that need to be done. So basically what I'm saying is try to turn it from a negative experience into a positive experience. And I'm going to talk about in my weekly email that comes out tomorrow about an OSHA inspection that I had one time and some of the things that I learned specifically from an OSHA inspection. So if you get my weekly emails, you don't want to miss that email tomorrow where I'm going to talk about that. If you're not getting my daily emails, then sign up. I'm sorry, I keep saying daily, weekly. I send weekly emails, usually 2 per week. So don't panic. I don't send an email every day. I usually send 2 a week. So if you're not getting my emails, sign up for my emails. It's free. You can go to my website, www.ipncconsulting.com. I will leave the link below in the comments. You can go there and sign up for my weekly emails. I also want to let you know, because I think I talked about this on a Facebook Live not too long ago, that I wanted to create a planner specific for infection preventionists, because one of the questions that I get frequently from other IPs is, how do you plan your day? How do you plan your week? How do you plan your month? And so I wanted to create something really just sharing with you some of the tips that I've done in my own career as an IP, so that you can start applying them and using them yourself in your own practice as you're trying to plan out your days and your weeks. And so that is also on my website. And it actually comes with a course that we recently did in the IP mentorship group. The IP mentorship group is a private group, but I decided that I did want to share one of the courses we did because it has a lot of valuable resources and information about planning your week and your month. And I just thought that it paired so nicely with this new planner. And so you can also find that on my website if you are interested in upping your planning game and really having a tool that is specific for infection preventionists whenever you're doing your planning. So I hope you have a great Monday and have a great rest of your week, and I will see you back on here towards the end of the week. Be looking for those weekly emails, and I'll see you soon, friends.